Hi guys, so after weeks of pleading from farmers to ease immigration restrictions, it seems Boris Johnson's government is finally going to make a move on this issue. Now the UK government will announce a number of measures. These are to include dropping the requirement for fluent English. That's going to be a real winner with many Brexiteers, I think. This will allow more trained butchers to come into Britain on temporary visas. Well, that's the plan. However, it seems too little too late for many pig farmers who have already begun culling their pigs. Here was the Environment Secretary George Eustice with some more information.
Well, what we're going to do is allow butchers in abattoirs and meat processors dealing with pigs to be able to come in on a temporary basis under the seasonal workers scheme for up to 6 months, and that will help us to deal with the backlogs of pigs that we currently have on farm, give those meat processors the ability to slaughter more pigs, and crucially as well, we're going to make available what's called private storage aid to help those abattoirs to temporarily store that meat in order to help clear this back.
Okay, to clear the backlog. So aid. What a freaking mess. Aid. So more taxpayer money spent to fix problems of Brexit. Now, a visa scheme that will last 6 months to fix a problem today. Does George Eustice, sorry, I should call him Eustice, believe that there's a queue of butchers waiting at the border to get into Britain? Remember, George used to be a member of UKIP, so he actually wanted a harder Brexit than the current one. So as many people who voted for Brexit to end immigration, what I'd like to ask them is, how do they feel about the current shortages, and how do they feel about the government doing a semi-U-turn on the issue by basically begging people to come back to the country? Now, however, the government need to keep the racists happy by not allowing immigrants to settle in the country long term. These temporary visas will be as useful as the heavy goods vehicle driver ones. Boris Johnson lied about the numbers that signed up to that. For that scheme, he said 127 when in reality it was 27, but the number of visas issued was about 5,000. It's the case of trying to lure people back with nothing really. The other plan was to eventually train up heavy goods vehicle drivers within Britain, but there aren't enough people to do that. Now when it comes to butchers, the same failed approach has been taken again. This would be a case This would be the case also with restaurant staff, nurses, fruit pickers, and those working in food processing, just to name a few sectors that are already facing shortages. Is the plan just to train people up locally? This looks like another failure by Brexiteers. They're so adamant about not returning to freedom of movement that they would actually prefer to see the country burn. George, remember, will be fine. I would love to know his feelings on supermarkets avoiding British meat at the moment and purchasing it from abroad, purchasing this meat from the European Union. This must be really a benefit of Brexit that he's proud of. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.